Call yourself conservative, call yourself obsessive, call yourself moderate, liberal or progressive. You can call yourself a Christian, Muslim or a Jew, and claim to believe everything in your Bible is true. But if you want peace like a river to roll down in your soul.
Hello, welcome to September 3rd issue of Humanity Matters. The show is called Journey, and I'd like to welcome you to the host of the show of Humanity Matters, The Journey, along with our guest, Khalil Furman. And so first, and just like to welcome our host first, Albert Torcaso.
Okay, here we go. Albert Torcaso is in the house, everybody. Well, first of all, I want to welcome a famous gentleman originally from Iraq, and this young man has been a TV and radio broadcaster in not one but two nations, and it's the famous young man Khalil Furman. Welcome to Humanity Matters.
Thank you.
And I am going to do a little bit of an announcement, and then we'll get right to the questions. And this time we're going to put them on the spot. We're going to have Chris ask you the very first question right after I'm done with all this other fun stuff. Okay, everybody, listen up. This is important. Next month, God willing, and if I have a vehicle, it's due for inspection, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to pass, and if I don't have the money to get it repaired, there will no longer be any more Humanity Matters episodes until I get a vehicle. So if we have to go on hiatus due to no vehicle, hey, that happens. If you want to help me to get my vehicle checked out, you know what my email address is. But at any rate, if I do get the opportunity to be here in October, and I'm going to do my utmost to be here because I want to, bring content to you, but I will be speaking about the upcoming election. Now, you might say, oh, well, I'm going to tune out to that episode. I don't have any interest in the upcoming election. Let me just say this. For any of you who don't believe that your very futures, your livelihood, and every aspect of your life is not tied to not only this election, but every election. If you don't think that what goes on in Washington, D.C., or what goes on in your home city, Pittsburgh, PA, or what goes on in the state, if you don't really believe that it matters to you, let me tell you, it does. We'll get into that next month, but it affects the way you live, the way you have a job, it affects the amount of taxes you pay, it affects your safety, it affects the future of our nation. So if you feel that you can just not go to the polls, let me tell you something. That is about as smart as putting your finger into an electric socket soaking wet. And trust me, if you do that, you're going to either die or be seriously injured. So don't do that, okay? Don't ever do that. And don't skip going and voting, because if you don't get to the polls, you're essentially saying you want to be a slave to the system. And I don't want any slaves. That's why, if you noticed in this opening, you'll see that it says, get your ID so that you can vote this coming election in November. And that's because our state of Pennsylvania has decided to have the new voter ID law. Now, Chris is going to speak a little bit about that. He didn't know that until this very second. He's going to speak about alternatives so that you can legally still vote in November. Now, if you're thinking it's going to be a pain in the butt, it might be. If you think they're trying to oppress certain people in the vote, you're right. But if you don't get the vote, frankly, you're just asking yourself to not have any power, and you need the power. And you need it not just for you, but for every member of your family, for every American, frankly. And I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to make it very clear, because this is not what this is about, but I will say this. Next month, I will be speaking about why you should vote for a certain person. But I'm also going to tell you that the person that I ask you to vote for does not deserve to be elected, nor does the opponent deserve to be elected. And frankly, most politicians in America right now don't deserve to be in office because they have not put us in the equation. And that's why next month I will be opening up so much whoop butt that every politician in America, if they were to tune in, might get the shakes so bad that they'd have to call the local emergency room. Because I'm not in it for the politicians, whether they're Democrat, progressive, liberal, conservative, or moderate. I don't care. But what I do care about you out there and this young man and the people over here. And so for every person, every politician in America, from our city, our county, and our state, and our nation, I hope that you are now on alert that it ain't about you. It never has been, it never will be. And you are going to finally change this country for the better because I am putting you on notice. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that people know the truth. With that, let me tell you, the young man to my right is all about the truth. He did something very courageous in his life. He was a broadcaster in Iraq. Now, the young man may not say this, I may be wrong, but I do believe that in the political arena and the dictatorship that was at the time where he was, the news was very different than what we hear on our stations. Because if you said something wrong in his home country, something that was deemed to be anti-government, you could have severe penalties up into being possibly executed. I can ask Khalil if that's accurate, but it was very different. So to be a broadcaster in Iraq or other countries around the globe is a huge, huge amount of courage. And that's why the song that we have is Gotta Be a Little Bold. Well, this young man is very bold. So I've done all my talking. Khalil?
Yes.
I would like to let you know, I personally think you're a very courageous young man to have done the job you had done in the country, Iraq, because I know it could be politically dangerous. But I'm going to defer to the young man over here, Chris Weiss, to ask the first couple of questions. He'll ask one or two, and then we'll have a net, and then I'll ask you some. But I would like at some point for you to answer the question of were there ever, not now, but were there ever any dangers of what you said? And if you said the wrong thing, were your station staff or yourself, could they have been in danger? But do not answer that right now. But I will say that I think what you did was courageous, and I think that more and more Americans need to learn about the good side and the brave things that people have done. So with that, we're going to turn it over to Chris Weiss. He can ask you any questions as long as they're not comical. If they're comical, I might have to hit him upside the head, and I can't do that because I'm a humanitarian. But I can ball him out. All right, and now back to Chris.
Back in your native country, the gas prices are outrageously high, and they're like $4 a gallon. How is the gas prices out in your country?
In your homeland?
Yeah, no, the gas prices is very cheap, not expensive.
Very inexpensive.
No expensive.
It was very cheap then.
Yeah, it's very cheap.
Could you give us an idea
because
how cheap?
Iraq is oil country. Oil country.
Yeah?
Yes.
And why is it the gas prices here are so high compared to?
Because, good question. The gas is high price here because the USA not original, the oil not original in this country, but the original in Middle East, in Iran, and yes, this is very, very rich of the oil, of the gas. In general, when the gas from oil country, from original oil country, is very not expensive. But if an original country is expensive.
And there's other additional reasons why it is expensive in America. And one of the reasons is in Wall Street, in our stock market, they have what they call speculators, and I guess they call them futures. And so they predict what the price can and will be, and they actually artificially inflate the price. And there's a lot of other variables that it would take a lot more research. But I can tell America, Pittsburghers especially, in America, and also for that matter the world, that every industry that exists around the globe, they are essentially siphoning money from you, and they are taking a huge percentage for profit. So that, as a matter of fact, and this is for all industries, let's say that they could live off 80% profit. Well, typically everything that we buy around the globe, each store is making anywhere from 50 to 300 or even more percent. I'll give you an example. About 8 years ago, I would talk to a person who told me that getting a pair of Nike's tennis shoes in Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean cost $1,500. But in reality, to make that product, which they were making it at the time, I believe in Taiwan, to make the Nike shoe the actual cost was $2. And so they were charging $1,500, which means they were making a profit of $1,498 per shoe. Now in America, we know that some Nikes, the new ones that came out, I think it's something like $300 or some crazy number. But what Americans and people around the globe just don't get is there's a certain amount of profit put in there. Now there's nothing wrong with profit, nothing wrong with wealth, nothing wrong with capitalism. But if you take the profit ratio to an enormous amount which is unjustified, that is where we bring the word poverty around the globe. So I just want to point that out because he is correct that when the resource is homegrown, it's natural, it means that you're going to have a reduction, at least in theory, of costs. And that goes with anything. But I also want to point out that many corporations around the globe and industries are basically extorting the people. Doesn't have to be the case. We're not going to get into that. That's not what the show is. But let me just say that it's time for the people around the globe to wake up. And that's in every country. Iraq, America, Afghanistan, Puerto Rico, which is part of America. I don't care. Ireland, it doesn't matter. And let me just say for the record, in case anybody thinks I'm against all corporations, there are good corporations out there. There are corporations that literally save the lives of their employees. And there's even some in America. So I'm not going to diss corporations. I'm only telling a fact. And this gentleman's all about facts. With that, we are going to ask Chris if he has a follow-up question. If not, we will defer to Annette. And matter of fact, Annette, if you don't mind, I would like you to get the caller if Chris doesn't have another question at this time.
Well, I was going to say, let's put the guest to work.
All right, well, why don't we? Khalil, do you mind if Khalil answers the call?
No.
Okay, Khalil, we have a caller. Could you answer the call, please? All you have to do is say, caller, what's your question?
I did not understand what.
There's a call. Somebody's calling in.
Yes.
Could you ask them to answer, to say hello to them? All you have to say is hello.
Okay.
Caller, are you there?
Hi.
Hello, caller.
Hi.
Is your question for Khalil, myself,
Hi,
or
Donna.
Annette?
Hi, everybody. No, I'm just calling to aggravate you, and I'm not going to tell you what's for dinner tonight.
You're
And
calling to aggravate me?
Oh, yes, I'm going to call to aggravate you.
Did you hear? She says she's calling to aggravate me,
Hi.
to upset me. Why
Yes.
don't, Mamma Mia?
See, I knew I'd get him to say that word. It's like, or I'm tapping out here.
All right, just make it snappy with the aggravation.
No, listen to you. No, it's not nice to talk to your callers that
Let
way.
me ask you a question.
What?
Did you clear this with Eric that it's okay to aggravate me?
Who's that?
Eric is the gentleman that answers your calls.
Nah, it's Greg.
Well, did you clear it with Greg?
Oh, I sure did, honey.
So you asked Greg if it's
Oh,
all right
no,
to
I told
aggravate
him.
me.
No, I told him. I said, I'm calling. He goes, you got any questions? I said, oh, no. I said, I'm calling to aggravate Al.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that Greg okayed you aggravating me?
Mm-hmm.
Greg, I have something to say to you. Oh, my gosh. All right, well, go and aggravate already.
No, I'm going to take my time.
But we got Khalil on the phone. I mean, taking care of Khalil here.
Oh, you can do that too.
Oh, gosh. Just come on here.
Mom's home. Congratulations. Say, yay!
Yay!
What
Mom
did
was
she
in hospital
say?
for a
Mom's
couple
home.
days since last
Okay, Mom's
Thursday.
home.
So Mom's home. She's back to her old self.
Uh-oh.
That means she's making chili.
You can make her chili. No, don't you dare no make no.
I keep
Okay,
going.
happy
We got
birthday
people.
to Chris, Kelly, Nick, Scott, Mark, Andy. And we're going to say hello to Matt, Scott, Randy, Mike, Chucky, Steve, Doug, RJ, Billy, and Jeff.
Which one has a birthday that you got him a present?
Kathy wants to tell you something. Go ahead. You can tell them. What?
Can't hear anything.
Well, Kathy wanted me to say, but you know I don't do females. And happy birthday to Ashley.
Okay, but you still haven't told me whose birthday it is.
We told you, Andy.
Oh, it's Andy's birthday. Happy birthday, Andy.
No, don't say it that way.
Well,
And
why
did
not?
everybody have a good Labor Day? It was a holiday.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, gosh. You going to tap out yet?
No, I'm not tapping out. Happy birthday to Andy. He better be there, too.
He's not.
Oh, gosh. Well, keep going. Come on. I got to get down and talk to my guest here.
Okay, go talk to your guest. You always rush me off the phone. And hello to Frank and Tony.
And what about hello to other people? Hello to Freedom.
Oh, Freedom, shut up. That's my
That's
ear.
a dog barking on my show. This is not good. This is not.
I'm gonna go. Well, there's people here. I gotta go.
All right. God bless you. Goodbye,
Be
Andy.
careful. Stay safe.
Goodbye, Stephen Cavendish.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. You're not Stephen Cavendish. Goodbye. This is. No, you're my joint. That's right. That's my joint. Okay. So now, Annette, I'm putting you on the spot. You ready?
Yeah.
You had something called the hello list. Everybody out there, we meet people throughout our life during the month and during the time we're not on the air. And I often tell them we're going to say hello to them. And you know, a professional consultant said to me, I don't understand why you say hello to the guest. I mean, the audience who you're not saying hello to don't care about the people you are saying hello to. So, you know, I have an answer for that. The reason why we say it, it's because I want people to realize that when I say I care about you and your life, it's legitimate. And if I can say hello to the world, every 7 billion, all the 7 billion people, I would. So that's why we say hello. It's essentially to let people know that, yes, your life matters and you are important to me. And even if I might see you for 5 minutes, you mean something. So when we say hello to Dylan from the laundromat or John from the laundromat or Ray that we met at the laundromat or people like that, it's because I value your life. And let's not forget that. I'd like to say hi to Paul Eugene, who I just met a few minutes ago. He's a producer here who does the fitness show. So we'll say hi to Paul Eugene. And now we're going to turn it over to Annette to say the other hellos. And since she forgot the hello list, I want to see if she remembers hello to everybody. And if she doesn't, then I'll be teasing her off camera. And I'll probably tease her on camera. I like to have fun. People matter, but yeah, I like to have fun. Do you like to have fun out there? Well, if you do, email me and let me know what kind of fun you like to do. That's right, actoraj2@gmail.com. All right, Ned, you're on.
Well, I wanted to first say hello to China Berry and her family, Krishana Carrington, I guess that's how you pronounce it, and Myra Carrington. And I want to say hello to John and Dylan at the laundromat.
Keep going.
And Ray, who we met at the laundromat, we said we would give you a shout out.
Keep going.
And that's all I can remember for this month.
So all those other people we said we were going to say hello to, you can't remember them.
No, I'll say hello to them next month.
Can you apologize to them now?
Yeah, I apologize to you.
Oh, my. How can you
Well,
forget the hello list?
I don't
That's
know.
like water, you know,
Because
that's
I was
essential.
in a hurry.
That's well, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. In order to make penance for what you have done, you are now required to ask this brave young man at least 2 straight questions. And if you mess up, Chris gets to mess up your hair on live television. Would you like to see Chris mess up her hair on live television? Call in if you'd like to see Chris mess up Annette's hair on live television. 412-231-2288. All right, go ahead and ask Khalil 2 questions. This is a brave man, you know.
Yes, Khalil.
You can ask him anything.
When you were TV anchorman, did you report on location or did you report the news from the studio?
No, from studio.
Oh, so you
Direct
never went
on the
on
live.
location?
Yes, on the live, yes.
Oh,
I read the
okay.
news on the live.
Okay, I don't have a question next. I'd like you to, I would like you to relay your experience here in America so far.
In what respect?
How it compares to your life in Iraq or Jordan.
Yes, it's different. The culture is different in USA and from Jordan and Iraq, same culture. But when coming here is different. Yes, the life is very different about my original country.
Do you like it here?
I told if any person get good job to continue the life, like the country, the life need to continue, must be continue. When continue must be work.
Yes.
When work must be good job.
Yes.
To continue the life. The life is very beautiful for any world, in my mind. America, my country is this is the mother home. My country, mother home. This is my child, my story, my friends. But when go to make the money, to get the good study for me or for my family or for my kids, is need to continue the life, not work simple job. Simple job, very hard. Because I coming here refugee. When coming refugee, go simple job. Must be go simple job. Must be.
Do you have a good job here in America? Since
No,
you
I
came
did
here?
not. Until now, I did not. Only all simple job.
Oh,
I am
really?
all simple job.
And I think
Yes.
also to illustrate what he's saying.
No, because excuse me. In my mind, I coming here. In my mind, for some goal.
Right.
Here, I told to Mr.
Okay.
From USA, Middle East Broadcasting. This is radio and television.
Yes.
This is from Virginia, Springfield. I coming about this goal.
Right.
I coming about to enter to this station.
Right.
But when open position did not answered me and did not contact me.
Right.
Yes.
So what you also mentioned is you would like to see programming for the Arabic community that lives here in Pittsburgh, and is your goal to
This
bring
is
some
second goal,
Right.
yes.
You want
because
to bring programming to
Good.
the Arabic community.
Good. This is second because in Pittsburgh, more people in Arabic from different countries of Middle East, but need radio, 1 hour or 2 hours about
In other
local
words,
yes.
there's an Arabic market that's not being fulfilled, is what you're saying. And as far as what he's saying, he would like to see a Pittsburgh station start having at least 1 to 2 hours of programming in Arabic.
Yes.
And I do believe and support this because we have such, in America, we have such fear of the Arabic people, but most Arabic people are just like all of us, We have a caller coming in about a second. We're going to get the caller. And it would make it helpful in understanding, because I think that part of uniting the world and lessening the dangers and the political and the religious is you need to understand. And it's a good thing. But apparently we have a large Arabic community in Pittsburgh that I was not even aware of at this time. And you would like to bring broadcasting to that.
Yeah.
So I would think what you might want to do is contact the local news stations, and maybe they will see this and be good. But this gentleman has had 20 years as a anchorman and also radio anchor person. So he was essentially equivalent to like we would see on our NBC, CBS. So this is a big time broadcaster. But with that, we do have another call, and I think Chris wants to get this call, right, Chris?
Right, caller.
Hello, it's Diane.
Uh-oh, there's Diane.
Now, I have a question for that guy, but I can't remember
His name is Khalil.
Camille. Okay, so Camille, like Chris had a question for you about high gas prices. How high is the gas prices in your country?
They're not high.
Maybe can you help our country to lower the gas price? It is $4.08 probably today. Maybe tell my brother there, he's my brother right here. You see?
It's hard to understand what you're saying, Diane. There's static.
I'm saying, can he talk about how much is the bus fare over there in his country
Oh,
where
they
he's
want-
from?
she wants to
And
know.
maybe help here to try to lower the gas prices, like Chris said, about the gas prices are $4.08, and that's expensive for some people to have the money. Okay, so I hope you talk more about.
Okay, well, we'll do that, Diane. So,
Okay, and I have a belated Labor Day man over in Mill, and you, Al, and Annette, and Chris.
all right. Well,
Well,
Happy
thank you very
birthday
much.
to everybody with you all for.
okay, what she was saying is she wants to know what is public transportation like in Iraq? In other words, like buses. Do they have mass transit? And is it very inexpensive in Iraq? Was it bus system? Like we have our bus system, Port Authority?
Yes,
Did
yes.
they have a bus system in Iraq?
Yes, yes.
And was it low cost or high cost?
No, middle.
Okay.
Yes.
But it's not due to the gas, because the gas was very inexpensive, right?
Yes, yes.
But the public transportation now, was the system a good system or just middle, not medium?
No, it's good. Good.
It's very good?
Not same USA. CMA is very good. CMA
I
USA
see.
is very good.
Right,
System,
but-
bus system. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But the bus system in Iraq's not too good?
Not middle. Not yes.
And when did you leave Iraq?
I lived Iraq in 2007
And then you went from Iraq.
to Jordan.
Jordan.
Yes.
Now, you had a high-paying job in Iraq as a broadcaster. It was a high-paying job, correct?
Yes.
And the satisfaction level was high, correct? So you decided to leave Iraq to go to Jordan. What is the reason for that?
Yes, because the problem happened problem in my country. Problem is not good. I keep to my life and my life to my
Right.
whole family and get to another job coming to Jordan.
Now, how dangerous, excuse me for a minute, how dangerous, now in broadcasting the news in Iraq, did they censor a lot of it?
Yes.
And were you very dangerous?
And the 2007, 2006 is very dangerous Iraq. But now is okay.
Okay.
But 2006 and 2007 is
Very dangerous.
between the all people. Yes.
Now, when you moved,
No government, no police, no anything. Yes.
no government or police.
Yes, because yes.
Was
So-
the war one reason
When
why
happened
you-
the war in 2003, and get the new government, the new government did not control the country.
Oh, that's
But
good.
until now is It's,
If you could explain to the audience, so you left Iraq and moved to Jordan,
yes.
and you also had high-paying job there, correct?
Yes, correct. It's very, very good.
And very satisfactory.
Very good job and very good life in Jordan.
Now, what was censorship like there? Was okay or same?
No, okay, no. Jordan, same USA.
Okay,
Yes.
so it was safe for that. So if you said something that you did not necessarily agree with the government policy,
Yes.
could your news station say that or no?
Well, again?
Was it safe to say, in other words, if the politician made a bad decision, would the news be allowed to say they did not agree with the decision in Jordan, or was that dangerous? Was there censorship in Jordan or not that much?
No, not that.
Not that much?
Yeah, not,
Okay.
Yes.
So you said that when you came to the United States, when you left Jordan
Yes.
and you came here, you were considered a refugee.
Yes.
Even though you had high-end job, how is it if you had high-end job and you were up economically up the ladder, right?
Yes.
But you're still called refugee.
Because I try to get.
Right.
I try to get my job, my.
I understand.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is they classified you as a refugee even though you were financially doing well in your country, Jordan, correct?
Yes.
That's interesting. I thought only people were called refugees if they had no money, I thought.
Yes. No.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, when you came here, did you apply for a lot of jobs?
Yes,
for
a lot
broadcasting?
of job. Only I know, I learn from human resource. Thank you very much about your interest.
Right. So in other words, they give you the
very
runaround.
much about your interest.
Basically, they're giving you the runaround.
This
Now,
is
say-
in general. High job
Or low
or
job.
simple job or middle.
Right.
Same answer. Thank you very much about your answer. Tell you something. I got the taste in Middle East broadcasting.
Right.
News writer.
Okay.
Get the good taste. The first question, grammar language Arabic. Grammar. This is. Second, translate the news from English to Arabic
Right.
and put it that in summary, news summary.
And you
Six.
passed.
I put it. Third question. Teresa mother. You understand Teresa mother? After, yes.
Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa.
Right.
Yes, is 100 is date.
Right.
He told me, the news manager told me, wrote the report 1 minute and half about this
Right. Took a minute and a half.
Teresa mother, Mother
Right.
Teresa.
And you did it right.
Yes. 4 question. He told me, you must be go to president to make interview with a Sudan and president
Right.
and give him 3 question
Right.
and give 3 answer.
Okay.
I get it.
And you did.
I did. Coming for me after 2 weeks.
Okay.
Thank you very much about your interest.
Oh no, that's not good.
Tell me, thank you very much about your interest, but I choose very closely.
Right.
Another person, I choose it very closely. I am
You
very
are
good in this.
proficient, right.
I am a professional in my job. I am a professional in journalism. I'm a journalist. I'm professional in news anchor. I am professional in microphone and radio. What's this?
Well,
yes.
you know, I believe it is. When
I
they-
need any person to help me from Pittsburgh, any person help me to government or the local government or the
Right.
federal government to speak with this, This is USA freedom. Any person is a freedom.
Right?
Yes. Why?
Do you
I
feel
think
that you've been discriminated against?
Yes, he definitely has been, whether he feels it.
I challenge the life.
Well,
Yes.
you said to me you want to get this new programming for the people of Pittsburgh
Yes.
who are of Arabic descent.
Yes.
Now, I think that that is possible. But let me ask you something.
But need any person to help me. Yes.
Right, I know he needs people to help him out if
Yes.
you have contacts. But let me ask you something. A lot of Americans are in fear of the Arabic people because of what happened in 2001.
Yes.
What could you say to the people who are afraid of the Arabic people? What would you say to them so that they are no longer afraid?
No, because not all Arabic not good. Yes.
Not all Arabics hate.
No, all Arabic is good people. Arabic is study. Arabic is all more experience. More
And
experience.
Arabic, originally in the Middle Ages and what have you, Arabics had the Arabic Middle East was very famous for science and math and culture and the arts, just like the Greek and the Romans. So, they also were famously friendly and hospitable to what was considered non-Arabics. And unfortunately, we've not learned enough of that in America. So let me ask, I have a challenge for you. If you get this programming, where you have the 2 hours of Arabic programming,
Yes.
I would like you to try to bridge the Arabic community with the non-Arabic community so that they can communicate and learn of each other so that we will not have the fear and the racism that we now have. Because everybody, when I told them I was going to have you on the show, many people were very much in fear. I usually have many more calls.
Yes.
People probably turn station off because of having Arabic. But what people forget, my mission is that humanity matters. That means all countries of earth, whether we are enemy or friend. So I have my challenge to you. When you get your programming,
Yes.
I want you to work on bringing community programming to get non-Muslim, non-Arabic to communicate with and have guests who are different religion and people who are in fear to learn to not be in fear. Because what we need to understand, there are extremist Muslim that are violent and killers, but there are extremist Jews, there are extremist Christian, they are extremists of every religion.
Yes.
There are extremists of every single
In general.
Yes, single person.
Yes, in general.
But understand one thing, which you understand, but I don't know if everybody understands this. Terrorism, all extremists of whatever denomination on this planet, and terrorism and war and all that, we can eliminate that around the globe through education, through providing education and medical care and basic or good paying jobs. Because if a person is poor, they are more likely to have fear and hate. It doesn't matter if they're Chinese, American, don't matter. They're more likely to have fear and hate,
Yes.
okay? But if you give that person a food for their family, education, and access to what they need, terrorism will go away around the globe. We cannot defeat terrorism through guns. It may seem like we can, but it's not going to happen. So I think you can help a great deal to explain that there are a lot of good Arabs, but we have to do a better job as an entire race of people, because we can end war, we can end terrorism, and we do it through providing the needs of all peoples, regardless of what they are. I think this is how we defeat terrorism. This is how because, for example, Osama bin Laden
Yes.
had many followers, but most of those followers had no money. In America, we have many gangs, like the Bloods, the Crips, motorcycle gangs, Hells Angels. Again, it is due to lack of income, hope, and opportunity. If we eliminate those obstacles, then most people are not going to follow because they have too much to lose and their family is not in need. So this is how we can change. But you have a very unique opportunity. And I do think you will get your programming. But what you need to do is talk to Channel 11, talk to Channel 4. You may need an interpreter. You need to talk to all the local stations. And you will be seen. You're seen right now on TV.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, we have a caller coming in, and I think I'll get this call. So how you doing there, caller? Hello, caller. Where'd our caller go?
Hello.
Hello, caller.
Hey, I'd like to ask your guest there what his opinion of the wars in the Middle East is.
He wants to know what your opinion on the Middle Eastern War was. The caller wants to know what is your opinion of the Middle Eastern War.
What war?
The war that was in the Middle, I'm not sure. He said in the Middle East.
Yes.
What did you think about it?
No, this is. I left my country. I left from the war. I left
Right.
from my
You
country.
left it.
Yes, I left it.
Right.
I left it. I coming here
Right.
to keep my family. Yes.
Well, that was his opinion. He left the war and he didn't like it.
I did
don't
not
think
like
anybody,
it.
I don't think anybody likes war. All right, we'll move on. Thank you
hate
for
it.
the call. And we're going to go ahead and go into the tape roll now, if you don't mind. And then I will have comments on the tape roll. And we will have more questions. I have Chris asking the next question.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute, we're going to listen to the tape roll on TV. Hi, everybody, we're still here. Hey, everybody, how you doing? When you can get the tape roll, that'd be nice. All right, everybody, we'll just wait and we're looking for the tape roll. It's turkeys versus turkeys. Okay, well, this is what they call a technicality. Well, we'll just keep talking until the tape roll gets. Greg, can we get the tape roll? Well, it's live TV, ladies and gentlemen. And now we will just relax and you can look at my bald head. It's not quite bald, it's getting there. What do you think about my bald head, Chris?
Well, while we're waiting for the tape roll, I'm
While we're
going
waiting
to
for the tape.
change the subject is,
Uh-oh.
I would like for people to visit the website of humanitymatters.org, O-R-G, and look at the opportunities for people and also the education for people. So,
And what about entertainment?
yeah, there's also a lot of entertainment in the, so please take a look at the humanitymatters.org.
That's humanitymatters.org. That was good, Chris. Are we having a technical problem with the
Thank
tape
you,
roll
Chris.
in the control room? Can you give me a sign? And I don't mean one that says, hi, how you doing? Okay, tape roll coming up. Uh-oh, don't know. See these wild turkeys? I don't want you to be a turkey and be tricked in the November election. Let me tell you something. There's a couple of turkeys out there trying to be president, and they want to cut back on Medicare, and they want to get rid of the Affordable Health Care Act. Yeah, they're a real bunch of turkeys. No offense to these beautiful animals. These turkeys, they want to cut back on Medicare and get rid of the Health Care Reform Act. Do you know what that will do to your pocketbook? Well, let's figure you're a senior citizen, all right? Let's say you're a senior citizen and your Medicare covers up to 80% of your cost. Well, under the plan for a couple of turkeys who are campaigning for public office, they want to cut Medicare up to 50 or more %. So that means instead of a copay of 20%, you would then be paying a copay of 70%. Now let's figure out, say you're on retirement and you're getting dividends and you're on a fixed income, well, just think, you're going to pay hundreds, if not thousands of more dollars every year in cost if they do that to Medicare, even if they only cut it down by 50%. So do you really want a couple of turkeys to be president and vice president? I don't think so. Now, I'm not saying you have to be in love with the current president, and you could even be disappointed with him, but guess what? It's not what some of the people in there will do for you, it's what they will do to you. And a couple of turkeys want to get rid of your Medicare and health care, and that's going to be money, 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 money out of your pocket to the medical insurance companies and to the health care companies and to your doctors or maybe to your hospital. Now, who do you think's really a turkey? Somebody who wants to keep Medicare in place that's going to save your life and save your money, or somebody who's going to try to make the case to get rid of it or to lower it and cost you thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. So don't let those turkeys get in November. This has been a message by Albert Torcaso, and I approve this message because I just gave you this message and because I don't want other turkeys to destroy your financial future. Think about that in November, and don't let the turkeys get to you, because believe me, if the turkeys get to you, it won't be a very happy Thanksgiving. About this real quick. All right, everybody, I am back. Real quickly, let me just tell you that we happen to be in the park filming a different scene, which you could see at www.humanitymatters.org later this week. And there happen to be those wild turkeys. And I made a statement that they want to cut Medicare, the two politicians campaigning for presidential office.
The two turkeys.
The two turkeys, well, yeah, the two turkeys. Let me just say that I was incorrect in the way they want to cut it. From what I understand, they want to have a voucher system. But let me just say this without getting into it. I'm going to learn more. In October, we'll attack that problem. They do want to get rid of the Affordable Health Care Act. But let me just say this. With regards to vouchers, you know, we have school vouchers in different parts of our country. And I went on a trip in 1985. And I had worked with a company called Cabot Travel. Don't ever go there if they're ever in business again. And they told me the entire trip was covered. We paid them like $4,000, and the entire trip was covered. But they were all in the form of vouchers. Let me tell you what happened in Florida. 98% of these vouchers, which were essentially coupons, were not accepted by the places that had been written on it. For example, it said, we have a voucher for 4 days at Disney World. And it was up to like $200, whatever it was. We went to Disney World. We had gone to Disney World, and they said, we don't accept it. So we ended up having out of pocket. Now, of the $4,000, $3,000 or $4,000 trip, is like 25 years ago or whatever it was, almost none of it.
27.
Okay, 27. She corrected me. 27 years ago. Almost none of it was covered. Now, you may say, well, how does that have to do with what you're just talking about, the vouchers with the medical care? Well, I'll tell you exactly. You can have these vouchers if the Romney-Ryan plan were to change Medicare and Medicaid to a voucher system. You can have the vouchers, everybody. You can have your vouchers. But just because you have it doesn't mean your doctor is going to accept it, doesn't mean the hospital is going to accept it. And what does that mean? Well, that means it would be out of your pocket. Now, let's say, for example, that right now you got 80% of your Medicare Part A and B. And 80% of your hospital bill and your medical bills and your doctor's visits are paid, okay? So you are responsible for 20%. So let's say every year you pay $2,000 a year for your health care. Well, let's say we go to this voucher system. We don't know the percentage or the allowances. They haven't told us specifics. But let's just hypothesize that maybe instead of 80% covered with this voucher system, they cut it down to 30%. Okay, well, what that means is that's a difference in your coverage of 70%. Well, no, 50%. I'm sorry, 50%. So let's say you've already planned your retirement. But what that actually means is you're going to have to go back to your retirement attorneys and you're going to have to recalculate your retirement. So let's say when you get 65, you would have $1,500,000, $1,500,000. Well, now you're going to have them recalculate that. So over the course of your lifetime, let's say you retired 65, you lived to 95, that's 30 years. You're looking at maybe up to 30 or more thousands of dollars that are now going to come out of your pocket. So now your retirement has been messed up. So when I say to you that don't be a turkey and don't vote for them in November, you know, people could say it's about partisanship. It's not. It's about you need to look at the big picture. It will affect your retirement. Not even considering the fact, what if you get these vouchers and you can't go to your doctor? You're essentially without health care. What if you had to pay 100% out of pocket? And for the people over the age of 50 or the disabled people to accept this, to even think about accepting this, quite honestly, makes you the most drunk person, the most illegally addicted person on the planet. If you think this is a good plan for you, and as far as saving American money, it's not going to save us a penny. It's going to kill people. That's right, I said it will kill people. And in addition, it will cost you possibly a huge portion of your retirement. Now, I'm not a statistician. This gentleman studied that in college. I'm not that person. But I can tell you this, if you have 80% that goes down to 50%, your retirement will be affected, your future will be affected. That's why I said we cannot allow this to happen. As far as the Affordable Health Care Act, we don't want to mess with that because people are dying already for not getting enough health care. We need to wake up, America. And it's not about I'm in love with Obama, because I'm not. I don't think that Romney should be the president. I don't think Obama should be the president. You know who I think should be the president? A brand new person from a brand new party called the Real American Patriots Party. I wish we had that there. RAP for short. Yeah, like hip hop, rap for short. That's what we really need. Do I really think that Obama's great? He's the best choice now. But he has done wrong too. And I can say that, I would say it to the president's face. I'm not thrilled with you, but yeah, I will vote for you. So for the record, get your DVRs. I'm officially saying that in November, I will be voting for President Barack Obama, not because he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but because he's the best choice now. The Democrats are not the best choice for this country. The Republicans are not either. You are the best choice. You. And putting your voice out there. And, understanding what's at stake. With that, I want to defer to Chris. We have 5 minutes. Chris has a comment. He has an idea for you. And I want this gentleman to get opportunity. So broadcasters out there, you need to talk to Khalil. I'm not advertising. This is a gentleman, has more than 20 years of broadcasting, extraordinarily courageous, extraordinarily professional, and extraordinarily qualified. This man deserves an opportunity, and I endorse this man. You are my friend, and I want to shake your hand, young man. He doesn't shake hands. Okay, you don't shake hands.
Thank
Khalil,
you.
he's a good guy. He's all right. Go ahead, Chris.
One thing I would like to mention is there's a
ahead,
possibility of your dream happening, of getting both parties, the Arabic
communities.
and the communities to inform and think about it. There's NBC, CBS, and ABC.
Yes.
Big TV stations.
Public PBS.
And also, what they could do is use it as a 2-year pilot project.
That's true.
Okay, and having you do your show and get these parties together, it would bring a lot of viewers to that station because they're doing something out of the ordinary.
That's right.
But they don't think they're just worrying about money. They don't worry about people. Okay, but if it's all about people and educating people and getting people together, think about it. NBC, CBS, ABC and CNN, they all have a good opportunity by having you on staff there, and in bringing these parties together.
And
And using it as a pilot project. And by using it as a pilot project, they would be able to use it as a study to see how it works.
I believe that's a good idea. So what do you think of what Chris just said, Annette?
I think that sounds like a great idea.
Khalil, what did you think of what he said, the idea of opportunity, maybe starting a pilot project for a show? Do you like that idea?
Yes, good idea. Yes,
I think so.
it's a good idea. Yes.
Well,
But I need some person help me.
yes, you need somebody
Yes,
to
some
help
person. Not I am alone. Did not make anything.
you. Right.
If alone did not make anything, but
need some
when
help.
some help me and explain to him, and if show me, no problem. But this is my idea and my goal. This is the broadcasting my life.
Right.
The work in broadcasting.
Right.
Because in my life I work two side. One side, two line. One line, news anchor on television and radio. Second line, I am study master of statistics from University of Baghdad. This is yes. I go to. This is two line in my life.
Well, you know, we have to close off the show.
Yes.
We'll have you back on the radio maybe.
Yeah.
But everybody, I just want you to remember to give this gentleman an opportunity. Remember one thing. Remember that you and humanity and all forms of life matter.
You can call yourself conservative, call yourself obsessive, call yourself moderate, liberal or progressive. You can call yourself a Christian, Muslim or a Jew, and claim to believe everything in your Bible is true. But if you want peace like a river to roll down in your soul, gotta be a little bold, want Jesus to forgive you. You can hesitate, meditate, levitate, hallucinate, and try every single lie someone says is true. If you want peace like a river to roll down in your soul, gotta be a little boy,